second budget committee meeting,
Have to announce it's being recorded.
and it is being recorded, and always reminds me, and I always forget. So call the budget committee meeting to order. It's 5 o'clock. I don't know that we really need to introduce members again, since we've already done that. I would call your attention, I'm going to add something real quick. There was brief notes from our last meeting, should be attached just below the actual budget. Does anybody have any comments on that or changes to that particular sheet? That was the last meeting. Should be right below the budget itself. All right? No, it's the
The low income or the?
no, it's the last meeting minutes.
This?
Yes.
So it's your next bundle
Right.
under your
It
actual
was attached to the
budget. So,
to the regular board of directors meeting, when really it's actually part of the budget committee. So,
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear. But does anybody have any comments on that? And if not, I would just call for a motion for the budget committee to accept the minutes of the last meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, any further comment? If not, all in favor say aye. All right,
Aye.
so we can proceed to the budget itself, and it's for review and approval, and I will turn that over to our furthest away guest, budget member and board member. Do you have any comments or anything you'd like to say or add, Jerry?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I'm ready to go forward.
all right.
I had one question, which was, I don't think we got a copy of the budget letter again this time around.
Which budget letter?
The cover letter we looked at last meeting. And we
Like
had-
a message.
Yeah, we had some changes.
I thought that we were gonna just change it the following year. I didn't know that, like, having Jerry make any corrections to the budget message, or we were just going to fix that later. The budget message that Jerry did.
You talk about the budget message. I
Yeah.
was thinking about the
Yeah.
letter you did for the.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I know what you, yeah, I've seen the same thing.
That was my understanding that we were gonna correct it for next year.
Oh, for
'Cause
next
it-
year?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it was gonna need a complete rewrite.
Yeah,
So they would get together
Okay.
prior
Yeah,
and read.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
apologize for not understanding that. Okay,
That's what I understand.
okay.
I could go there tonight, we could work on it, Jerry. Just trying to hold it down.
Over.
So, all right, can I motion to accept and approve the budget for 23-24?
Is there anything formal that we had to announce about the new building?
Well, I want to go into that, but I want to put it on the table first,
Okay, all
by
right.
a first and a second. So,
So moved, John.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
all right, so we'll open it for discussion, and probably the main discussion will be on page 7, reserve fund low income, which we are creating. And I had a question myself. All right, going back to page 1, where it's the low income discount program that we are going you zero out, it talked about $3,700. And I think you had said there's about $6,000 in the program. So I'm just, it's not really consistent right now.
No, because all those years, that's what was always budgeted was $3,700 because it wasn't being tracked. And so I had Juanita go back through our accounts and see how many donations, and she came up, the actual 6,000 had been collected over the years.
Okay, that's what's
Yeah,
in the fund.
right. As you see in that line 16, we just kept spinning out $3,700. And that was the, remember, this is an estimate. You know, it's an estimate, we guess what we would receive. But we weren't tracking the total amount because it doesn't get used every year. So we went back and we audited our book work, you know, and we came up and Ronnie came up with $6,000 on that.
Okay.
And so when we separated it into the fund, that fund starts out with actual amount on hand and not just a guesstimate
Okay.
to be received. It's what is in there currently when we start the new fiscal year.
Okay.
So I understand that, but following up on John's question, do we need to account for the discrepancy between the $3,700 previously budgeted, the $6,000 it turns out that we have?
The way it was done before, no, there's really no discrepancy. That's what was estimated to be received was $3,700. When we did the audit, we found that we had actually 6,000 donated over time. So this year, starting the new fund, we started out what actually was in there, not what we were projecting to receive. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, because the resolution 2303 doesn't really address, as I remember, the amount that's being transferred. It just says that the funds will be transferred from that account to the new account.
Right, because it had never been properly tracked before.
Okay.
There is a discrepancy in what we're calling it. We call it the low-income discount program on page 1 and on page 2. And then on page 7, we call it the name that we have on the motion, which is the low-income assistance fund. Does that matter?
So, well, it doesn't matter because the fund has been changed. It's no longer for senior
Yeah.
low income, it's now just low income.
And
So it was changed so that it won't be a discrepancy with the auditor.
and that's in the resolution.
I believe it is in the
Name change.
resolution, yes.
Okay.
So also on that, page 7, the form, in the, this little bit of a paragraph in the upper left-hand corner, is that the third line, should that be 2304? I think, was it now? I wrote over it. Oh, well, the first line says 2303. I don't know, what was the third line? It says see resolution 23.
3-0.
Yeah, because it goes in effect for the first time July 1st of 2023. So the resolution is 23-03.
So
No,
the
well,
resolution is
Yeah.
2304.
Right.
yes, it should be 2304
Oh,
on the third line, because it,
Yeah.
that describes the program
Right.
as opposed to saying when it goes into effect.
okay, I see what you're saying.
And that would be true in line
Well,
1. Oh, no, 2303 creates it. No,
creates it, and then 04 is the
Got it.
explanation.
That's right.
Anybody have any further questions on that? All right. Then, under requirements, you have 4 question marks. I don't know, do we need any question marks?
No, they'll come off.
Okay.
Yes.
So, does anybody have any other comments they'd like to make in regard to the budget? If If not, all in favor of approving the budget as written, except for the minor changes to page 7, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous, I believe. And do we have any other input from the committee, or obviously nobody else from the community is here? Is anybody, any discussion? I will say that Kent Brown has reviewed all the materials and he did not have any input, additional input this year. So, with that, we'll go ahead and adjourn the budget committee.
Uh,
Is there,
5:11.